Hello everyone, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to yet another match in the Winter WOGST Nya Grand Slam tournament in the round of 64. Today we have quite a few matches coming up in a row, beginning with Kurayami Nya with NC versus 50.
Hi, hello, yeah, I'm doing pretty well. It's like pretty early for me in the morning, but I'm doing well. Just got out of bed, I'm ready to commentate, you know, got a bunch of things to do today, so yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing quite good, but a little early here too, but we'll get through it. There's some good matches, so hopefully some good action coming up.
Indeed, there is, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be having the seed 10 face off against the 55th seed in this tournament, Kurayami Nya versus luceius. So from what I've gathered, like early on, I believe that both of these players like are sort of like more specialized in certain fields than each other, such as I think that Kurayami Nya is like a bit more of like a Ellen player or hybrid player than a Rice player. You could try Luceius, who's like more Rice oriented here. So yeah, I wonder how the match will go.
Yeah, Kurayami plays top 7 in both LM and Fighter. Only
Yeah.
really placed in lower in Rice 1 with support the first placement. Well, I'm thinking that maybe Luceius quite of attack. Getting into the attack and potentially.
Yeah, probably. We'll just have to see, really, because like there's quite like a bunch of different maps to go through in this map pool, especially. So I wonder how this will go. Whether it's gonna be like maybe one side, or if it's gonna like be a bit of a competent match, really, like between the two. So yeah.
Definitely expecting maybe a bit of a Rice versus LM battle. Definitely looking good for Kurayami in the warm-up.
Yeah.
Although this is quite higher star rating than the map pool, but
Yeah. Alright, so I believe that was the warm-up, really. I want. Is there like another warm-up after this, or is this like the only one so far? Because I didn't check.
I'm not quite sure. I think maybe there were 2. I guess we'll just see.
Yeah. Oh no, I believe the warm-ups are done. So Lucius rolls a 65 and yeah. Alright, so we're gonna be seeing Lucius coming with the Rice One Protect, so that's gonna be Ukugumo. That's the jump stream map. So relatively like sort of simple like protect right off the bat. Kurayami Nya gonna protect Alan Free, which is Bathtub Mermaid. So sort of expected, really. And we're also gonna be seeing Kurayami opting for the Rice 4 bans. That's gonna be Omni by Electron being put out of this match, unfortunately. Sort of makes sense because considering that Kurayami Nya is like more of like a Ellen hybrid player, I believe, than like maybe a more accuracy oriented like Rice player, considering the qualifier results and whatnot.
Yeah, might just be heading for the more chaotic picks instead of accuracy oriented. So Ellen feeding banned out the density pick.
Yeah.
Useless.
I suppose it makes like a bunch of sense considering that I feel like mentioned earlier, I think that Lucius is like a bit like not as like well versed as Kurayami Nya is when it comes to like the Ellen picks. So yeah.
Yeah, and heading into the protect right away?
Yeah.
Or maybe there's some confusion in the chat, I'm not sure.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure they are picking Rice One. Or at least like looking at the chat. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, okay.
Oh no, they're going Rice One, yeah. Alright. Starting off with the Rice Protect. I wonder how this match is gonna go, because like I think for this pick it might be like relatively close, considering that both players are like they could both like play like the Rice maps like fine. So yeah. We'll just have to see, really.
This is definitely the type of maps that Lucius wants to take, if they want to take some points against Kurayami. Seeing
Indeed.
Small, tiny accuracy lead so far.
Yeah, we're starting off with an accuracy lead that's very, very slim. There isn't really like there isn't really any room for error to make here. Otherwise, this could probably cost you the whole point already. Getting into like this first section, Lucius, both players breezing through it. Lucius in with the upper hand in terms of accuracy, like just ahead by about 2,000 points or so. Already like nearly halfway through the map. This could probably go span in like all sorts of like different directions, but seeing here, Lucius like maintaining their accuracy despite like a pretty minor drop like throughout some parts. Kurayami Nya dropping their accuracy down to 99.60%. That's going to like further lead a bit by bringing it to about the 3,000s or so like score lead. There's only half the map left, so Lucius just gotta like hold on to it if they want to like secure this point for themselves right off the bat.
Kurayami just looking at 2 more 200s and staying just a bit behind. This is where the jump streaks will get a bit longer and stamina a bit.
Indeed. I think so. Yeah, I believe there was like a few drops from Lucius, but Kurayami Nya like traded it back. So now the point lead is going to like further all the way to 4,000. I think this map's pretty much over unless something happens on the side of Lucius, but there isn't enough time as we can see here. So right off the bat, this point gonna be taken first things first by Lucius, setting the bar almost immediately. In with the 990k, with the 219 perfect ratio and 2 greats. Both players FCing with like really good accuracy, really. A relatively strong start to the match, I must say.
Yeah, taking a very valuable point as the lower seeded player. Kind of using that ratio vulnerability that Kurayami may have from the qualifiers. So let's see what Kurayami will respond with. And it's gonna be long note 3. Pressing 2 protects in a row.
Yeah. I think that's like the sort of strat that a bunch of players like tend to go for in matches. Like a lot of them, like in 1v1s, usually tend to go for like the protects first, I believe, and before like sort of going to like all the other picks. So I think like for both of these players, they're just like testing the waters of like where to go in the match using both their protects. So as we could see, we saw Lucius like capitalize off of Rice 1, which was Ukigumo. So maybe we're going to be seeing the same with Kurayami Nya, like on this map, on LN, considering that they have gone a relatively high seed on the LN map of the qualifiers. So I guess it sort of makes sense why they'd pick it, really. So we can see they have like a pretty like slim like point lead already. Just the score like flickering between the two players already. But this is only like the start of the map, and it's really simple as well, so I guess it's sort of expected, but we'll just have to see what happens down the line.
Yeah, similar story to how the previous map started, and Lucius dropping just a few 200s here and there, and it seems to be hurting quite a bit so far. At almost 10,000 point lead already. And Kurayami is staying at that 99.7 mark.
Oh boy, yeah, that is gonna be quite a dangerous like start to the match. And Lucius in with that one miss. That has probably sealed the deal already. Like only into the halfway mark of the map. Considering that the map is relatively short, so like any mistake, as mentioned, is gonna cost you like a lot. And there isn't really like much like room for error with these kinds of picks either. Like you just gotta like remain consistent and like compete on them. Otherwise, it's probably over. But Kurayami Nya gonna be taking a miss as well. but it was a really clean miss as well, so I don't think that's going to matter too much. Lucius trading it back as well, so like there isn't much of the map left, and there isn't like many other patterns to like sort of like exhaust in this map. So I think it's probably already over. I mean, the score leads like about 60,000 points, like far into Kurayami's side. So yeah.
Yeah, with the low amount of objects and the score v2 scoring, like the combo scoring, you're almost just gone if you lose combo. And with 4 misses, that's 65,000 in the favor of Kurayami, taking his first point.
It is. Kurayami Nya coming in with the 974k with the 163 perfect ratio and only just 1 miss. So that's already like a pretty like threatening score to like sort of see, to sort of behold upon, like just coming into a match like this. So yeah. However, Lucius going to be coming in countering that pick with Raisu, which is going to be none other than Yonderwall, mapped by Percy Claus. So I believe it is going to be yet another like Rice versus LN battle as we can see here. Considering that both players have like gotten points off of like their strong fields already, so it sort of feels expected.
I do believe Kurayami can keep up with Lucius's rise, but I don't think it goes the other way on LN. So I'm thinking Lucius just has to eke out the points on the rise picks and just really lock in there.
Precisely.
On the speed dump map.
Yeah. I do wonder how both players are going to be doing, because like Lucius, I believe would have like the upper hand when it comes to accuracy, but like as you can see, the patterns are sort of like rigid in a way. So we saw Lucius taking a bit of an accuracy drop that's going to like give Kurayami Nya like a very, very slim lead, but it's not enough, and the score is going to be flickering between the two already. So already like into the first quarter of the map, both players like just very, very tight in terms of accuracy and scoring respectively. This is definitely going to be a bit of a bloodshed on like something so casual, really.
Yeah, more or less staying at the same accuracy almost. Despite some early accuracy just from Lucius catching up again.
Indeed. Lucius, like, having found like some higher ground for a moment, bringing their accuracy back up, while Kurayami might have found like some sort of accuracy drop on the way. Now the point leads at about 2,000 points for Lucius, so in their favor, it's gonna be like pretty big, but it's still not enough. They just gotta like hold on to their accuracy if they don't want to like give this point away. Considering that this is like one of their very few options to like go with, to like capitalize off of, there isn't much left of the map, but it's as if like anything could just happen at this moment, because like just any like accuracy drop could just mean the whole map. And like with how like rigid these patterns are, unfortunately it's not going to be enough for Kurayami at the end of the day. This point's going to be going on to Lucius, coming in with the 987k. Valiant effort from both players.
Winning off of the ratio, it seems, even with 6 versus 2, well, not 200. Taking it just barely, but again, a very valuable point once again. And I would not be surprised if Kurayami picks into some LN once again, or hybrid. Hybrid 1
Yeah, so hybrid 1, I believe that's going to be Veil. Yeah.
Definitely quite, almost a bit physical, like a lot of mini jacks, and very much not a map you can autopilot, I don't think.
indeed. So, like, Bale is a bit of a interesting pick here. Like, it sort of, like, makes sense as to why Kurayami would, like, pick it. But I feel like the LN difficulty on this map, like, specifically is, like, really sort of, like, light in comparison to, like, the LN picks that I sort of expect them to, like, be able to use to their advantage. So, I'm not, like, quite too sure about this pick. Because, like, I feel like because this is like also a bit more of a Rice bias map, I feel like Lucius could probably be able to like, oh no, like capitalize a bit more off of it. Considering that like these Allen pants, as you can see, are like really light, and there's like a few like mini jacks and pants here and there. So as you can see here, both players like really tight. I don't know if this is like the sort of risk that Kurayami would want to like opt in for like early into the match. But we'll just have to see how this unfolds, really.
Yeah, like a bit surprised Kurayami didn't at least go for like the 2 first, seeing as that's a bit more coordination heavy, just a bit more, but I think a few element patterns coming in here, and we do actually see Lucius dropping some accuracy on them. Kurayami staying just slightly in the lead.
Yep.
And just dropping a bit more for Lucius.
Indeed, Lucius having dropped a bit, like, throughout this map, throughout, like, the earlier section of the map. That's going to give Kurayami some, like, cushion to work with, like, early on, with a lead of 3,000 points, but I'm not sure if this is going to last for very long, because, like, at any point in the map, just anything could, like, potentially happen. Lucius taking, like, a bit of a heavier drop, so that's gonna, like, give Kurayami even more of a cushion, like, as mentioned, but the map, like, I'm pretty sure, like, stays the same, so, like, Kurayami is gonna have to, like, really, like, maintain their consistency if they want to hang on to this point, if they want to be able to, like, try and secure it from the clutches of Lucius here.
Yes, we do the combo breaks on either side, and the lead will swing very quickly. This accuracy will not open that phase. But so far, with the combos intact, it seems like Kurayami will just even further solidify the lead. Getting into a little break section here with some grace notes. Lucius dropping a 100 in there.
Damn, that's gonna be really dangerous, especially on like a map like this, cause like even although there's like Ellen parents, knowing Lucius, they could definitely like capitalize off of the Rice sort of bias in this map, especially considering that the Ellen parents here are like really sort of like tame in comparison to like most of the other like maps in this map pool that have Ellens in them respectively. So Lucius, like, having choked on, like, those LNs and various patterns from, like, earlier, I believe this might have, like, just sealed the deal already, as there isn't much of the map left. And Kurayami is already, like, about 15,000 points ahead of the game, so... Yep, without the way. Suppose it's Kurayami's second point.
Kurayami's lead just slowly rising throughout the whole map, and in the end taking it. And we have a 2-2 right now. And with Lucius' pick next. Expecting, well, of course expecting Rice, but which one? I think we have a Rice 3 and 5 left.
I have a feeling that, like, I think that for me personally, I think Rice Free might be the safer pick, considering that like it's a lot shorter than Floxinolus and Halepifilication in comparison, which is Rice 5. Finally, I pronounced it right. Yeah, it seems like we're gonna be going with Rice Free for the time being. So this is gonna be Easy Gold Library by Biosphere. This is the one tech map that's like remaining in this map pool. or at least like the straightforward one with like a bunch of like silly sort of patterns with it. Yeah, just sort of like fluctuate in different directions here. So knowing
Yeah,
Lucius, they can probably capitalize off of this one. Or who knows, maybe we'll see Kurayami Nya like secure a match point from this one. Just depends on like how the wind blows really for this one, you know?
yeah, definitely. The two Rise picks so far were quite close, but I think we saw quite the dominant accuracy lead from Lucius on both of them. But it is tech here, so maybe it'll be a different story. We'll see.
Yeah. I have a feeling that like when it comes to like more straightforward maps, then those might be more risky. Like for Lucius in specific, considering that on Rise 2, as we've seen earlier, it was like a bit of a more like sort of abrasive pick with like this sort of speed streams that are in it. And we saw that both players were like really tight throughout a lot of it in terms of accuracy. So it could have gone to like either player. So it's either that. So I guess for this one, we're gonna have to see if Lucius is gonna be able to like maintain that accuracy from earlier to be able to like capitalize off of it. And so far, Kurayami taking like a bit of an accuracy drop here. That's going to give Lucius a bit of the upper hand. Currently, like maintaining around 99.70% accuracy so far. Just getting into like some of these like sort of funky rhythms that are sort of all over the place, and just like being able to act them, which is definitely an impressive feat in its own right, and so on.
Yeah, definitely a map you can't skip out on practicing this one. And yeah, still just seeing a small accuracy lead from Lucius, bringing the lead up to 2.5k. None of the players really facing huge challenges here, just kind of staying in respective accuracies. But we do see Kurayami sort of catching up. Oh, but a little drop there will bring him back just a little bit.
Damn. Only a quarter of the map left, and we're still seeing Lucius hanging onto their score lead of 3,000 so far. Kurayami taking a bit of an accuracy drop somewhere along the way, so that's gonna like give Lucius like maybe a few more hundred of a lead, but Lucius also taking a bit of an accuracy drop as well. It's going to like lower their sort of scoring a bit. But I think as we approach the end of the map here, there is not much like difficulty left in the map to be able to potentially throw the liking of Lucius off. So
yeah, and
what else
similar to
is there to say?
Yeah, similar to the first Rise picks, just Lucius being just a bit in front on the accuracy and taking the third point. So we do have a match point here.
Yep. Lucius in with the 990k, and also like a sub 150 perfect ratio with only one great. That's definitely like a bit of a threat to the liking of Kurayami, like in an early game match such as this. Also pulling through a lot of effort to be able to like hang into their Rice like ability as well. Just only a bit behind by a few thousand points, which is not so much. So I feel like for Kurayami, it might be very like it could be possible to either secure it. I think for Kurayami here, if they want to be able to like try and just force a tiebreaker, if they want to be able to like try and win this match, they're gonna have to go for an Ellen map, and as usual, they're gonna be going for LN1, which is gonna be raindrops by for now. So this is the release oriented map. So while this is like 3 minutes long, it's gonna be like it's definitely like one of those maps that sort of puts a testament onto your LN ability. Considering that like albeit it is slow, it takes a toll on like your sort of mental game, especially considering how like sort of technical this map can be for people that aren't as like well versed in LN, for example. So I believe this might be the case for this map as well. unless we see something happen and Lucius like just capitalizes off of this point as well, with going to advance them into the round 32 bracket, which would be a pretty like massive upset, I'd say. But we'll just have to see.
Yeah, and LN1, just looking at the statistics, it should be a pretty safe pick for Kurayami. But if you do drop combo in this map, there's hardly any objects. You're almost done for, so you really have to keep that focus up. And just a few early accuracy drops from Kurayami will bring the lead just a bit in favor for Lucius. Oh, and we see a drop from Lucius there. And another,
Oh no!
Oh, and that will skyrocket the lead early on.
I don't think there is any going back from here. This is one of the potential lost picks of the match. So if Lucius fumbles this point, then they're gonna both be forced to play the tiebreaker in this match, which is basically still a hybrid. So that's definitely going to be a bit of a tricky situation for Lucius here, considering that we've seen through like a bunch of these picks that they're not really like as well versed in the LN territory as they are with the Rice territory in general. So seeing them like having to play the tiebreaker is definitely going to be a bit of a scary sort of sight.
Yeah,
I think from now, like only into this halfway point in the map, we're gonna have to like see if Kurayami has a bit of a meltdown in this LN pick to just sort of give Lucius the match itself. But from like what it looks, I don't think it's very likely considering the amount of like drops that Lucius has taken, dropping down below an S rank now.
Yeah, and Kurayami only getting to the 400 combo cap just now, so that's gonna even more just put him in the lead. So I think a tiebreaker is more or less guaranteed there. Coming into just the last bit of the map. Kurayami holding on to 99 still. Definitely
I think at this point... Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, tiebreaker is definitely guaranteed here, considering that there is no more difficulty in the map left now for Lucius to, like, use, so... I mean, what else is there to say now? Kurayami in with the 970k, 188 perfect ratio, and only 7 grades. That's definitely, like, really scary. But now we're going to be seeing both these players face off against each other on the tiebreaker. Which is going to be none other than Blackout the Alternative by Poke Gadget. So this being like a relatively old map, it has like quite a bunch of different flavors inside of it for a relatively old map. And a hybrid as well. So both players going to have to face off against each other on this. I'm honestly quite interested to see how both of them are going to do. Especially like Lucius, because like I believe that personally both these players can like really do well. Lucius having like shown on the hybrids that they can like do well still, despite like some of the LN pairings there. So that's gonna be a pretty like tough match, I hope.
And this map is, I can't quite remember, but I think it's quite segmented. Like you have sections of a lot of different kinds of patterns. Like I'm surprised they managed to fit this many patterns into one song. I'm not sure if we've seen the TB like at all during the round 64. Might be first time. I'm not quite sure.
I don't know if we've seen it before either, or at least like when I checked. So this is gonna be quite interesting to see, like right off the bat, especially early into the tournament like this. So yeah. You're starting off with. Yep. So you're starting off with a bit of a Rice-oriented section. Gonna be seeing both of these players very neck and neck with each other. just literally entering that free-legged race against each other. Only about less than 300 points like ahead of each other. Just the floor is flickering between each other. This is definitely like a bit of a sign for like what is to come, considering that like this is definitely something dangerous or to see early into the map. But there is so much more longevity like sort of consolidated into this map alone. So there is definitely a lot of room for error to make between the both players. Kurayami having found like a bit of a slim lead to work with for the time being. But I don't think that's gonna like last very long, considering that there is quite a bunch of rice parents that come after this as well. Lucius taking a bit of a drop there on the Ellen stream burst on that guitar solo there. That's going to sort of like give Kurayami like a solid lead for now.
Yeah, both players holding combo very well, holding accuracy. Just Kurayami is slightly in the lead. There is a long map, so the score won't build up massively just here in the start. Only 1/4 into the map. And we do see some slight jump stream patterns just coming here and there.
Indeed. So far, both players still left seeing with like a good accuracy. Kurayami hanging on to the 99.70% accuracy and like just going through like some of these like sort of hybrid oriented patterns as well. Some like rice bursts here with some LNs. Lucius taking a bit of a drop somewhere along the way. That's going to like further lead for Kurayami, but I'm not sure. But it's still like only half the map left, so there can definitely be a lot left to happen here, especially.
Both players staying in their sort of respective accuracy ranges for a long time now, and not seeing too much trouble from anyone here. Getting into quite a long jump stream. And now a little break section.
Getting into a bit of a calmer section of the map, so both players can breathe from what has been shown earlier on. I wonder if there's still an opportunity for Lucius to potentially like take the pick, considering that they have been like sort of thriving off of like the earlier parts of the map that were a bit more rice oriented. So if there is like, and considering that there's only half the map left, there is still a lot of more room left for error to happen. So that could probably, so that would not be like the sort of best sign for either of these players here, considering that this is pretty much the sort of situation where like it's either you win or you have to go into the losers bracket for round of 32 and face off the next match there, which could probably like most potentially cost your like chances of staying in the tournament for, unless you like just sort of start like properly locking in from there. As we get into this BPM increase section, that's going to sort of like decrease like accuracy lead for Kurayami here. That's going to like sort of lower the score gap between the two. That's going, as the BPM sort of speeds up here, a bit of a more rice oriented section. However, Kurayami still maintaining their 5,000 point lead. That's only into the last quarter of the map. That's definitely going to sort of like maybe almost spell doom for Lucius, but there's still a lot of time left. It's just that we just gotta see both players like try their best and hang on as much as they can for dear life. Otherwise, one of them is going to be sent down into the losers bracket for the next match, which is something that I don't think either of these players want really.
Definitely not. And I do think that the accuracies are just very slowly catching up to each other. Lucius was definitely down at like 99.2 earlier, and Kurayami taking a few accuracy drops. So the lead was kind of staying at that 5,000 mark, even at its very last bit of the map. So combo breaks are completely detrimental here if you manage to get them.
Indeed, just getting through these like really tricky parts. Lucius gonna be taking a miss. I think I have sealed the deal for this match already, considering that Kurayami is still holding on to their FC. I don't think there is much time on the map left for error to be made here. And with that out of the way, the victor of this match gonna be going to none other than Kurayami Nya, C10, punching their ticket into the round of 32 bracket, in the winner's bracket, in with the 986k on the tiebreaker. An incredible effort from both players. Lucius not too far behind by only about 9,000 points. They could definitely have, like, pulled a lot of tricks off with this map, especially on the rice, like, department in this. However, at the end of the day, not going to be enough. Unfortunately for them, going to be sent down into the loser's bracket for round of 32. But honestly, this was a really, really, like, great match to see from both players, especially. Just showcasing their strengths and weaknesses, especially, on the other hand. But overall, being able to put on such a friendly match against each other, making it all the way to tiebreaker. It's definitely, like, incredible to see both these players just be able to showcase what they're capable of and showing off their sort of colors. To be able to, like, just make it into what is, like, sort of waiting in store for this tournament next week. So, once again, very well done to both players, and we will be taking a bit of a break. We're going to be having yet another match in about 20 minutes, so keep on the watch for that if you're still interested. So, yeah.
I think that's gonna be it for right now, and make sure to strap in for the next matches, because we have some close-ups coming up.
Indeed. Yeah, so the next match coming in about 20 minutes, so it's going to be between none other than Sleepy Maddie versus Mint, so I'm definitely interested to see how the rest of these matches for today are going to be unfolding, considering that there's going to be quite a bunch of, considering that there is quite a diverse range of, like, players, like, facing up against each other in this tournament, so it'll be cool to see.
Yep, definitely. And I don't think there's any more to say right now. I think we'll come back for the next match, and I think we'll see you guys then.
Yep. So, any last words before we close the stream off, or something?
Practice the pools. That's what I have to say.
Yeah, I think that the good majority of these players have definitely practiced the pulls, or at least, like, I hope that they have, but who knows? I mean, it just really depends on the players and, like, how they do at the end of this, so it just depends on them, really. But once again, thank you all for watching. This has been Epic Man 2 and Crossbow commentating, and we hope to see you in about 20 minutes. See you then.
See ya.